Well, in my last segment, I covered the plumb bob effect, which basically has to do with allowing the cue stick to start straight underneath your shoulder and then allowing the cue stick to swing straight from that starting position. Now, one of the things I didn't really cover in that segment that I want to emphasize this time is the fact of how do you actually still allow the cue to swing straight even though it starts from a straight position. I know I had noted that it normally starts in a straight place and then it goes straight. But you can have interference technically if you have muscle memory that's going left or right of center because you've programmed that for years just because you've played so much. So I'm going to try to illustrate how to allow the cue to swing straight with that starting plumb bob effect. What happens is here is it's a principle called burning focus with straight alignment. So I'm going to start out with the cue stick basically approaching the shot here, cue stick under the shoulder like we did before, we explained on the plumb bob effect. And we're going to step into the shot. So we've got the cue stick at the right, correct starting point. So it's starting straight. Now as we bring our cue stick straight and we hesitate before we swing, we have to actually do something with our mind this time. And that basically involves what we refer to as get the mental part of your game into the burning focus mode. Now you all know that when you put the sun's rays through a magnifying glass, you have intensity of heat where you can actually start tissue paper on fire. That's called the burning focus point, 100% burning focus. So somehow we have to put our mind into a situation that once that cue stick is started straight under the shoulder, then you enter the domain of the burning focus, which keeps what we refer to as the left brain out of the steering motion of the cue stick, and you get the plumb bob release, the free flat release, and the power cue effect. So let's go ahead now and let's illustrate that, how it works. I'll explain the shifting process of the mind on the burning focus. We step into the shot again. We go back and forth on the shot. We come back real slow. Now when I come back and at the point of hesitation, what I've actually done is I've shifted my mind at this point to a burning focus point. And normally that would be on the contact point of the object ball, the cue ball, or some distinct point where you're burning your focus. Once you have 100% burning focus, then basically what you do is you simply release the cue stick. Now the cue stick has to go straight, because the left brain was basically focused on a specific point, contact point, cue ball, some place that you've learned to burn your focus with the left brain. Once the left brain is burning its focus, the right brain releases the cue stick straight from the straight starting point of the plumb bob effect. So remember, plumb bob starting under the shoulder straight, releasing with burning focus, the cue stick has to go straight because the right brain is releasing it just like the power cue did a few segments ago. So this is something you want to focus on. Work on your focus, work on your plumb bob effect, and the cue stick will go straight and you'll make a lot more shots. So I hope you've enjoyed this special CSI instructional tip.